Hey guys, welcome to Tekdgeek. Today I'll be doing an exclusive review on the new Cryengine 3.4.1 SDK. So this is the engine behind what will be Crysis 3, which is to be released in the fall of 2013. There have been a few leaks, but I'm sure all of you guys have seen the demo video of what the engine does with tessellation and AI interfaces and also lighting. So this is the new engine Cryengine's using. A lot can be developed with it, and we're going to take a look at it today. So I have it installed. I have Crysis 2, the PC version. So that's how I actually am able to use this. You do have to have some aspect of Crysis on your computer, that being Crysis 1 or 2. And I loaded into the 64-bit edition, and just to get this out of the way, this is all running on a single 1920 by 1080p monitor, with the main CPU here being an i5 2500K from Intel with a NVIDIA GTX 580 superclocked from EVGA, and currently everything is water cooled. The i5 is running at 4.5 gigahertz, and the GTX 580 is running at about 870 megahertz on the core. So there's some pretty high-end hardware running this, and you'll need it. And the cool thing is that I really like about this new engine is it's really powerful. It's not like the original Cryengine 3 with Crysis 2 that was really just a ported console game. So this is a true high-end desktop game that I think will bring back the notorious overpowering PC smashing power of Crysis. So this is where you're loaded in. You can kind of pop to different parts of the map. You're in this forest, obviously, and everything runs pretty fast. I have to say, I mean, I'm recording, so things will be a little slower, but you can see in the upper right all the stats there, and we're getting a steady 70-80 FPS. There's no VSync really coded in yet, so the frame rates, it's pretty choppy at times, but by far the things this engine pushes for is enhanced lighting, particle effects in terms of both destruction and just how you interact with the environment, and tessellation. You can just, looking at this gravel here, the tessellation is already just absolutely absurd. So it's a really great engine, and let's take a look. So just running around here, you can see everything is really lush, and perception is really great, and that's all just from DX11. You can see the way focus changes and the way light changes. And one thing I've really noticed with this engine is they've really pushed for a smaller level of AI integration. So small animals, birds, eagles, frogs, turtles, roosters, whatever you like. And the cool thing is you can actually interact with them. So if I find a bird here, see, I just shot that bird, and we'll go. And the cool thing is nothing disappears or just falls off the map. Usually you can find whatever you shot at the sky, but you probably won't find that bird. So yeah, you can interact with everything. If I go on these lilies here, they'll kind of push out of the way, and this grass will bend and contort as needed, just because I was walking through it. And since this is the SDK launcher, there are a few extra features here that you won't see anywhere else. You hear the turtles, and they're moving, they interact. If you kind of walk around them, they'll try to avoid you. And the cool thing is they kind of pop out of certain spots, so the whole AI path definition works well. And there's a frog, so there's a ton of AI in their actual. So there's some chickens or roosters, whatever you'd like to call them, over there. So I'm gonna keep walking around here. Here there's some of the new particle effects. So that's done really quite well. You see the little water bugs, and just the way that the water kind of spills over the visor. It's very realistic, and it's all actually realistic. There are actual physics behind it. So that's a great part of the engine. So now I'm going to start going into the some more advanced engine features that are only really in the SDK. So in regards to differences in from the original Crysis engine, the E key has this sort of this lean function. So you're going to lean that direction, lean left, right. So the Q and E keys are sort of a lean and slant. To prevent that automated, peek around the corner feature, so you have a little more control there. And also, the F1 key changes view, so now there's a fully supported third person with aim view, so you can actually accurately aim the weapon. and or this free kind of open view. So wherever your weapon was aimed last, it'll stay aimed, and you can just look around. And the ASDF keys with W and everything are pretty much how you walk around, and that works well. The other thing is the F2 key goes into this sort of third-person distanced aim feature, along with setting you back to the defined start point. So if I go here and I hit F2, I'll shoot right back. F3 undoes sort of gravity and any clipping. So this is like the no clip command. You can run wherever you want. You can sprint, and here this is funny because I'm kind of floating around. But now if I hit F3, and I'm falling through the map. So there we go. So there we go. So I'm gonna keep walking around here. Overall, just an amazing engine compared to anything I've seen. I'd say better than the BF3 engine. I mean, it still needs work. It's only the 3.4 edition, so there will be improvements from this. But it's a really great engine. Another cool thing, the SDK is F10, allows you to look at all the different fractals. And this is really what makes this engine work. So you can see as we get closer to these rocks, the fractals will improve. And these are the main texture blocks. So if I shoot this piece here, that will shatter. It's a really cool feature because you can really see how the engine is built, how things interact, and for developers it's a great tool. I'm sure this has existed in past SDKs, but it's cool just to see what the engine's actually doing. And F11 doesn't really do anything. So yeah, that's the engine for the most part. I'm going to walk around and run around in here so I can get down to some more detailed objects. Glass shattering is something they've added, along with really making object impact and the audio that goes with that very impressive. So just realistic. You wouldn't shoot a bench and expect it to explode like the telephone pole. So you can, this is all rock here. And there are still a few areas. You can see there's a slight lip there you can see through. But a very high-powered engine. This is just about maxing out my system. And it's really exciting to see an engine like this be this powerful. It's something that Crysis 2 lacked since they ported it from an Xbox game to a PC game, which was sort of an insult to the PC gaming community. But I think they've done themselves over. So this is that new glass impact. So you can see everything. The blinds are even going in there, and they're kind of getting all messed up. So everything shatters a bit more jaggedly, and that's disappointing. But a little error there. But yeah, everything looks really good. Lighting's great, and again, if I shoot into these birds and I hit one by accident, well, you actually die. It's not like Black Ops. You shoot at some random aspect of the environment and it doesn't do anything. Oh, and it looks like you can sink boats, which is cool. So yeah, now I'm going to unclip again, and I'm going to fly over to this lighthouse. I by far think this is one of the coolest parts of this test map called Forest. I'm sure anyone who follows Crysis 3 news knows this map is called Forest. But this really showcases the new lighting effects and tessellation engine that Cryengine 3.4 uses and enables. You can see just the mixing of light to begin with, and then still complete particle effects. And the biggest thing here is all of these are perforated, and the meshing of those perforations over a distance is would be very intensive if the engine was written incorrectly or wasn't truly optimized. But this engine really picks and chooses what it wants to work hard at, which is really why it's so effective. So I'm going to go up into the top here, get more light mixing. I'm going to turn on the fractal viewer again, and I'm going to go back down the stairs, and you can really see how many individual fractals are actually being rendered. So that's just kind of crazy. And then again, the same glass effects here. So yeah, it's a really great engine. Oh, and I just threw myself through a window. Oh, and fell down. So guys, this will be the end of my review. Ended kind of abruptly, but this is the new Crysis SDK and a preview at what Crysis 3 could be. So better tessellation, a true PC engine, and I can't wait to look forward to what Crysis 3 looks like in 2013. Thanks for watching, guys.